I'm ready. Hello and welcome to Against the Fence. This is your People's Pick show. This is a show where we listen to you, yes, the people. Basically, upcoming fight card is about to be happening. We'll talk about UFC 271, and we're going to be talking about your predictions from all over the globe. So thanks for sending them in if you've done it already. If you haven't, then there might be a chance to do that for next time round. So basically, this is a show where we don't tell you what to think, but we teach you how to think. So don't go anywhere and enjoy it. Hey, yep.
Yes.
So today I'm joined with Ash, of course. Hey, Ash, man, how you getting on? You well?
I'm back in the chair. I'm back in the chair with you, Mr. Brown. I'm back.
Yeah, I kind of miss Modestus already. Is that all right for me to say?
Okay. I see how it is. I was going to say I'm good to be back with you for people's picks. It is good to be back.
Yeah, man, absolutely, 100%. And look, we missed your face. Let's be honest. You know,
thank you.
You got some good analysis and breakdowns, and now we probably enjoyed it. But Mama,
can't wait to get into this. It's such a great card.
100%. Do you want to let the viewers know what we've got lined up?
Yeah, let's get the card up. So to start us off, we start from the bottom to the top. So to start us off, we've got Bobby Green taking off NASRAT HAQPARAST. Again, that's a great fight. Bobby Green coming off that knockout win of it's coming off Ala Quinta as well, a tough veteran. So it's a great win for Bobby Green, and HAQPARAST coming off that loss to the veteran himself, obviously Dan Hooker. But again, HAQPARAST still got some talent. Again, that's a great fight. And then in the bantamweight division with Phillips taking on Marcelo ROJO. Again, that's a great banging fight. Both got power. Both got cardio. Again, that's such an interesting fight. And then potentially the number one contender fight in the middleweight division, Cannonier taking on Derrick Brunson. Again, blonde Brunson is on a win streak. Can he take out the tough Cannonier? And then the big one in the co-main event, the big boys, the heavyweights, Derrick Lewis taking on Tuivasa. Again, someone's going to sleep. Let me tell you, someone's definitely going to sleep. And then again, what we're all here for, the main event, the rematch, Izzy Adesanya taking on Bobby Knuckles, Whittaker. So again, that's a great fight. Interesting. Obviously, Robert Whittaker coming in with a different dynamic. Different dynamic. He's definitely coming in. His mindset's right this time. He says he come in with bad intentions the first fight.
Yeah.
Is he going to take his time? Can he pick Izzy apart, or is Izzy going to knock him out again?
Yeah. No, I mean, there's so much in that as well. I mean, I think I remember the fan cam off the back end of the last event. You guys were sort of having a good old chat. Was it Damo you was with, Damien? Yeah. You guys were just chatting with Damien and you're just having a big talk about that where Robert Whittaker's head was at that fight and sort of how that all was like and everything as well. Really interesting discussion. You know, let's see if we got what it takes this time around. It's the second time they're meeting. And could we get a trilogy fight out of this? I don't know. What?
That's what I mean. That's the thing, because if Whittaker does win, then Izzy deserves the rematch. So the amount of things that can play out, like we had this discussion with the Moreno Figgy again.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's true. Well, that one's 4 though. That's like 4 times around. So that's a unique thing in
Figgy
itself.
Moreno 9.
Oh man, I wonder how long they can drag it out for. But yeah, madness, right? Madness. But what about? Here's a good question though. So what about the Jared Cannonier against Derrick Brunson? You know, if you're Derrick Brunson, who do you want to win the main event? Because this could be a tough one.
That is a tough one because both have knocked him out. Whittaker's knocked him out, and Izzy's knocked him out.
Yeah.
I don't know. For someone like Brunson, I'd potentially say Izzy, because he could work at what Brunson didn't do in that fight is utilize his wrestling. I know Izzy lately has got great takedown defense, and he showed that in the Vettori fight.
Yeah, true.
But I think Brunson's a little bit better of a wrestler than Vettori myself. I know Vettori's quite big and strong. I just think if Brunson can utilize his wrestling, obviously he's got to get past Cannonier first, though.
True, that's so true. And if you're Cannonier, who do you want to win that fight?
We've not seen Cannonier, Izzy, so
we haven't seen that yet.
I'll be rooting for Izzy.
Yeah, for sure.
Leg kicks for Cannonier though could pay dividends against someone like Izzy.
Yeah, true. And we haven't seen Izzy against blonde Brunson either. So Brunson, not blonde one. No, not blonde one. Look, it's so much exciting. It's so exciting. You know, I'm actually quite glad that the Brunson and the Jared fight fell out of the last week's card, because we can just
that's it. Yeah, same, because now we've got it this week. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. The last pay-per-view.
100%.
Yeah, so it's really exciting. I can't wait to see this happen, man. It's going to be a really good matchup. But I guess we begin, right? We get into it. We get to the start of the card. So for those of you guys who are new to this People's Picks channel or ATF, we're a UFC fan channel.
Welcome.
If you're a lover of the UFC, this is 125 million % the place to be. Exactly. And basically, we do watch-alongs every single Saturday night. So don't miss it this Saturday night. We'll be doing a live watch-along, or Sunday morning for some of you guys, especially for us over in the UK. We're doing a live watch-along for the UFC 271 card. But for now, this is all about the breakdown, getting into the fights, fight by fight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 5 on the card, and letting you guys know based on the picks that have been sent in and our analysis who's going to be taking each round, each fight, and how it's going to be looking. But if we was to look at the card now, I'll just get it up quickly. Let's see how technology is working. It is brilliant. It is. First fight on the card, we've got Bobby Green versus NASRAT.
It's a great fight, man.
HAQPARAST.
It's a great fight.
It is.
I love it.
Right, I might have to rely on some of your knowledge of some past fights that these guys have gone to. Mate. So, of course, you got Bobby Green, who is a veteran 2 times. So this guy used to actually fight for the US as well. So he is an ex and a veteran still, even in the UFC. He's been around since forever. And
he has.
NASRAT HAQPARAST. So 13-4 for NASRAT, and then Bobby Green is on 27-12. So yeah, with a record like that, you've got to be around for a while.
Yeah.
Nothing really outstanding in terms of reach or height. So these guys are pretty even playing fields. But we've seen some impressive wins by Bobby, right? He's a type of fighter who sort of fights long, doesn't he? He's got a range aspect to his game.
He had a great fight, a 3-round fight against the top contender that we did mention. I think one of us mentioned in our ones to watch, Fizev. He had a great third round against Fizev. Them two just went at it in the third round.
Man.
And someone like Bobby Green, he just loves a brawl. But he reminds me of Brunson, if you know what I mean. He's a lightweight Brunson because Brunson can brawl, Bobby can brawl. Bobby can wrestle, Brunson can wrestle.
Okay.
So it kind of remind they're kind of similar in styles because Brunson can knock you out as he proved that in his last fight, but he can wrestle.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. And look, for Bobby Green, I remember that fight about Fiziev. That was absolutely insane.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
I kid you not, man.
Back and forth, great fight.
Yeah, it was just a little bit. It was exactly what he needed to do, but just a little bit too late. He actually doubled Fizev's strikes in the third round. If it was a 4th-round fight or 5-round fight, I wonder what that could have looked like. But he seriously turned it up. It was just a little bit. It was too little, too late, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Never mind the fact he doubled his strikes in that last. But so it went to the judge scorecards, and he really needed that finish. But yeah, super exciting fight, and I feel like he's got that heart for the third round. He can comfortably fight 3 rounds. NASRAT, does he have the cardio? We'll have to get into that a bit later as well. We do have a people's picks coming though. This is Liam from MMA Analyst, so he's going to be giving us a little bit of a download on what he thinks is going to happen in this fight, and then we'll get back to some of the stats and look at it and look at the rest of it.
Hello everyone at ATF, this is Liam from MMA Analytics. Thanks for having me on for the predictions. This is a night of fights I'm really looking forward to, so let's jump straight into my predictions now. Okay, so for the first fight, you see Bobby Green versus NASRAT HAQPARAST. Probably butcher that slightly, but for me I'm favouring Bobby Green here. He's a veteran of the game. I didn't look up his UFC record because it had just taken too long. But I do really love his style and his approach to the game. I see him winning this by decision. HAQPARAST has kind of had an up and down record in the UFC. It's 5-3, with only one of those wins coming by KO. The rest have gone the distance, so I definitely feel this will go the distance, and I'm slightly favouring Bobby Green. Anytime HAQPARAST has stepped up in quality, like against Drew Dober, he got KO'd, and in his last fight against Hooker, he lost via decision, which was a comfortable loss, really.
Nice one. Thanks, Lim. Much appreciate that, man.
Nicely said, mate.
Yeah. We also had Taylor Young chiming in here on the Twitter feed, and he had said HAQPARAST by decision, but I think it will be a tough one. He says he wouldn't be surprised if Green gets a win as well, but he has gone.
Yeah, it is a tough fight.
I mean, looking at that, Liam was just saying that he thinks Bobby Green, and you got Taylor Young there saying he thinks NASRAT's going to be having this. Yeah, no, 2 different points there. I mean, Liam is saying mainly because someone like Bobby Green is
like you mentioned earlier. He's the veteran. He's got more experience. I think he can grind out the decision. I think if the knockout's there presents itself, I think he will take it. And me personally, I think that Bobby Green is going to take the win in this one as well. So I don't think that HAQPARAST can utilize his wrestling against someone like Bobby Green. And I just think Bobby Green will just outstrike him as well on the feet.
My biggest concern with Bobby Green is he's not young. He's 35 years old.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Just post prime age is what you'd think. You know, he's coming up to that 40 mark. I mean, like, he'll probably crucify me for saying it at 35. You don't want to believe you're near 40, but you know, you're nearer there than you're not. And I feel like over the years he's sort of a bit worn down as a fighter. You know,
that's true. That's true. But I'm going to tend to agree with what Liam said as well. Is like you said with the experience, but when HAQPARAST fought Hooker was just more of the veteran in that fight, and I'm that's why I'm kind of siding with Bobby Green. He's going to do like the kind of the similar in that fight.
Yeah, okay.
I think.
Okay, all right, fair enough. And how would you think someone like this will go? Do you reckon it'll go to decision, or do you reckon it'll be stopped?
Yeah, I think it'll go to decision. I think HAQPARAST's got a decent chin.
Yeah.
I know he's been knocked out in the past, but I do think he's got a decent chin.
Yeah.
But if Bobby can crack though, so you never know. I think Bobby can get the decision.
If we're looking at some of the numbers there, it does suggest that HAQPARAST's got the power. I mean, TKO's got 69% to Bobby's 33%. Nice. But, you know, he's a little bit more well spread out, Bobby. He's got 30% on his subs and 37% on decision. So it just shows he's fairly nicely rounded. Power really siding with HAQPARAST if he can catch Bobby. But Bobby is someone who's not always there for that for the counters, is he? He's in and out.
The one thing that does worry me as well, which it was mentioned in the press conference earlier in the week, is that Bobby Green sometimes has his hands down and gets a bit cocky, if you know what I mean. If you've not noticed, he puts his hands down sometimes, tries to walk forward, gets a bit too complacent. I'm hoping he doesn't do that to someone as talented as HAQPARAST, but we'll have to see.
It definitely has its advantages and its disadvantages.
Yeah, that's true. Because he might do it to call HAQPARAST into the brawl, which Bobby could catch him in.
Yeah, 100%. That could possibly happen. And like I feel like if you're looking at numbers there, significant strike wise, they're pretty coming through pretty even on both sides. You know, no one's looking to be over like standing out too much. Significant strikes, 51% for Bobby to 46 there for HAQPARAST, and the defense wise, 62% for Bobby and 71 for HAQPARAST. He's a bit someone who likes to get close, HAQPARAST, doesn't he? He likes to sort of be close encounters and brawling, and Bobby just likes to sort of do his damage from range. Do you think this fight will stay standing? So if you look at the grappling numbers, takedown average, it goes to Bobby's side. Like you said, he's
I think it'll stay standing, but if HAQPARAST tries to grapple, I think Bobby's going to win these exchanges. I think he's just going to be too strong.
You reckon? So Bobby's quite good grappling wise, but I feel like HAQPARAST is a strong one. Surely he's got the. He's someone who might resist the takedown.
That's what I mean. It's a tough one. I think if it's going to be a takedown, it's going to be a scruffy one, like up against the fence, and not I wouldn't say a scruffy one, but I'd say like a technique rather than like drive and power.
Yeah.
And HAQPARAST does have technique, so.
Okay. Yeah, fair. He does. He's a well-rounded boxer. He's got some.
Yeah,
he's got
that's
some really
it.
Good skills.
Well said. Yeah, he's well-rounded.
Some really good skills. Let's have a look at the gauge and see how this sort of weighs up. So if you were to sort of break down,
can't wait to get the gauge back up. I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
Yeah. It's been all too long for you, hasn't it?
No, that's what I mean. I missed the gauge.
Here we go. If we're looking at striking, who would you think gets striking? Who's that go to?
Oh, don't say that.
It's a tough one. I think I'd have to go power for HAQPARAST, but I think striking I'd have to get to Bobby.
No, I was going to say the other way around.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, HAQPARAST got more knockouts, 69% over Bobby's 33.
Really?
He does. Okay. And striking, they sort of pretty even on striking. So
they are. That's what I mean. They are quite even on. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. To be fair, I'm trying to think back at some of HAQPARAST's fight. He does have some power, but I'm just thinking of obviously Bobby's last knockout against Ale Quinta, and Ale Quinta's no joke. He's got a chin.
He does.
I still remember Donald Cerrone when he still survived, when Donald Cerrone front kicked him in the face, and he still survived that.
Oh wow.
Ale Quinta, I mean.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, you're right. And to be fair, the way that he landed on Ale Quinta, it didn't seem like it was a powerful punch.
I think he just caught him off guard. It could be one of them that just stuns you.
Do you know what it was? Yeah, I reckon it was probably his momentum added to that punch, wasn't it? Because he was coming forwards,
that's it. Yeah,
and he had a right and a left, and he was moving backwards with it.
That's it. Yeah,
it must have been just sort of his added momentum to the power, which could then contribute to the knockout, which could probably sort of say that it's less so power, more so just the technique and unfortunate catching him. I'll go HAQPARAST on power, but
I'll agree.
You comfortable to go Bobby on striking?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, now grappling. Who gets grappling? We got to go Bobby on that.
Yeah, Bobby for grappling for me.
Yep. And then when we're looking at speed, who gets speed?
Speed's got to be HAQPARAST. HAQPARAST throws decent combos.
Yeah.
I know Bobby does as well, but HAQPARAST's more athletic.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. He is. And then cardio.
They both got decent cardio though, man. Oh,
I might have to go Bobby, mainly because of what he did to Fiziev in that
yeah,
last
because
round
that's
3.
what I mean. It's
The way he
round
came
3,
out-
still shouting at Fiziev, and you're
Man.
shouting at someone like Fiziev. Like, yeah, you got to
Yeah.
give cardio to Bobby.
Yeah. Absolutely. When you're about to, Fizev's no joke as well. Like he's doing some amazing
that's what I
things
mean.
in the UFC. But to have a third round like that was just all too impressive.
Yeah, it was great.
If you haven't seen it yet, go back and check that out.
Yes, definitely. Watch. To be fair, I think Bobby won the third round as well. I think, but I just think
He
it was
did,
a little
yeah,
too late, like you said
100%,
earlier.
Yeah. He doubled the output of strikes. Like he got 74
Yeah.
strikes, and then I think Fiziev was like 30 something.
Mm.
Okay, right. So looking at those numbers and how that sort of adds up MMA maths, it's all on the red hand side. So that's really going in the favor of the red corner Bobby over HAQPARAST's blue corner. However, it could be, one hit that could really change the tide of things. Whilst it does say here
like
in
you
the
said,
MMA
the
maths,
power.
whether
That's
that's
just
what's
catch him.
Exactly. But I hope that makes sense for you guys there at home. Drop your comments in the chat box below. Love to see what you
get
think.
him in.
Do you feel like it's going to be going Bobby's way, or is it going to be going HAQPARAST's way? It could go either way, we tend to think. But I'm comfortable with thinking Bobby's going to take this one.
Yeah, I'm still confident in my Bobby pick. Yeah, Bobby by decision for me.
Yeah, I would have thought so too. I mean, HAQPARAST's not an easy feat, so we're likely to go distance, I'd imagine. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go back to the main screen here and check out the next fight up on the card. So, who we're talking
this
about?
is another hard fight, man.
It is. Kyler Phillips versus Marcelo Rojo. Oh, okay. Now, Kyler Phillips is 9-2-0 in the UFC, and then Marcelo Rojo is 16-8. So that's his record. Sorry, I said in UFC, but I meant record. And now, of course, height-wise, reach-wise, it's pretty much even. There's not enough data for Rojo for us to be able to add that up. But height-wise, these guys are standing just similar sort of height. I'm pretty sure reach is not coming in too different either. Wins by KO, TKO. These guys share an equal amount of power.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it'd be close.
50-50. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing really significant outstanding there. So, what do you guys know about this guy? I mean, these two. I mean, Kyler Phillips is someone who's been in the UFC for longer than Rojo. And look, he's just an impressive striker. He really is. He's quite a creative striker. I quite like that about him. Brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. But he's someone who likes to sort of go first in the exchanges and move. He's very dynamic, in his movement, which is so exciting to see. I mean, his name's the Matrix. Kyler, the Matrix
100%.
Phillips.
Like, yeah, he's got power, he's got speed, he's got it like in his division.
That's it.
I've not seen much of Marcel, but I saw his last fight against Jourdain, and that was a great fight.
Oh, that was so good. That really was so good. Actually,
that was back and forth. But Jourdain's never in a boring fight, though.
No, I think that could have been fight of the night as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
It was absolute fire. How that one end? A decision?
Yeah, lost by decision, yeah.
That was it. It was a really difficult decision for this one because, although that was a loss against Jourdain, it was close and he can fight. And the way that he lost that fight was almost, I don't know, it could have gone either way. That really could have gone either way.
That's it.
So for me, when I'm sort of looking at the fight history and finding out whether the fighter, yes, he might have lost to him, but don't count it out as a outright loss like you would most fighters.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah,
it was so tight. He could, he could actually come and get this one as well. Oh, it's a tough one. This is actually really tough.
This one is really, really, really tough because obviously they've both got knockout power. We've not seen much of them grapple. I've not seen much of Kyler Phillips grapple. I know he had a little bit of grappling against Julian Paiva.
Yeah.
That was his last loss, right? Or did he fight after that?
I believe he would have fought after Kyler Phillips would have. But what I do know for sure is he does have a bit more of a diverse offense than someone like Rojo. And I think Rojo really struggled with leg kicks from Jourdain in his last outing. So, perhaps if that's something that
hopefully if Phillips has picked that up, he probably got some decent leg kicks in his arsenal as well, and hopefully can utilize them in the fight. Yeah,
we can see that coming. Well, let's see what the people's picks had to say about it. So we had
nice.
Liam.
We got some picks on this one, yeah.
Yeah, Liam chimed in once again, and he had just to sort of offer his 50 pence here. Then we got some more picks further up, but let's see what Liam had to say.
Okay, so moving on, we have Kyler Phillips against Marcelo Rojo. This is one of the more exciting fights on the card, which is saying a lot. And I think people may not be aware of that currently, but Kyler Phillips is currently 9-2. He lost to Paiva in his last one, but he had a very good win over Song Yudong in the prior one. Out of them 9 wins, he's finished 6 of them, 5 by KO or TKO and 1 submission, while Marcelo Rojo is 16-7. And out of them fights, out of his 16 wins, 15 of them have been within the distance, 8 by KO and I think 6 submissions or something like that. Only one of them has gone to the decision either way, and out of his 7 defeats, only 2 of them have gone to decision. So he's not a decision fighter by any means. He's only fought once in the UFC the last time out. He was in Combat Global prior to that. So for this one, I'm a bit iffy on each really. Probably favour Kyler Phillips just given his additional UFC experience, but it should be a very exciting fight either way. And it will hopefully be done within the distance as well.
Nice. Thanks, Liam, for the input. I mean, that's awesome, to be fair.
Nice.
That really is. It's a really good breakdown. He's if you haven't followed him already, do the is at the very bottom left-hand corner of the screen.
Yeah,
there.
they've just started. He's just started a YouTube
Analytics.
channel as well, breaking down fights as well. So go, obviously, I'm guessing the link is it on his Twitter. So yeah, go and check that out.
Yeah, hit him up. He's really pretty knowledgeable there. But yeah, having a look there, we've got some people chiming on Twitter as well. So Taylor Young says, I think it would be an entertaining fight, but I'm going Phillips. Then we had JC say Rojo. And then we had Ash, that's you, Mr. Easton. You said, yeah, man, I see a few people saying Rojo. So you're not too sure yourself, I see.
Yeah,
But
no,
we'll get into it now. We'll find out. Then we say Bowls, Beers, and Brawls, Big B. He says, exciting fight. I'm taking Rojo. Nice. Okay, Rojo for Bowls and Beers and Brawls as well. And then, of course,
that's what I mean. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter going for Rojo, you know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are. I mean, look, you got Edward up there saying Rojo by Jurassic Park style mauling.
Yeah, because he does that celebration, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Does that little dinosaur celebration.
Oh, well, there you go. Jurassic Park style mauling right there for you. So it's exciting, right? I mean, I've sat comfortably with Red Colonel, and I think I like the looks of Phillips. But let's get into it because I could be completely wrong, and there's some I'm quite tentative on, and I think I'm going to switch my picks before the weekend. So.
Oh, are you really?
I am.
Yeah, I was just checking. Yeah, Jourdain knocked him out, TKO. Knocked out Rojo, TKO.
Oh, really? It was a knockout?
Yeah, I thought it went decision, but yeah, Jourdain knocked him out.
Oh, okay. In the last round?
Yeah, third round, yeah.
Third round. Oh, I see. Yeah. Either way, it was quite a close combative fight as far as I remember seeing. But yeah, okay, now rings a bell. Literally rung his bell. Striking-wise, significant strike-wise, these both come through pretty fair. Like, look at that, fairly even. 5.1 and 5.2 either side there of the playing field. Significant strikes, 49% for someone like Phillips, and then 36% for Rojo. But if you're looking at absorb per minute, Rojo is eating far more than someone like Phillips is. And do you think that's just because of the fighting style? So someone like Rojo, is he a bit more sort of in your face?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he does get in your face. Like I've seen some previous fights from him, and he just yes, mate, to the words out my, he just lets it go sometimes. And I think someone that's going to be kind of composed like Phillips. I think Phillips could catch him if that kind of Rojo comes into the fight.
And now, based on that, then of course, fighting style for Kyler Phillips, if I understand correctly, he's someone who's far more dynamic in his movement, right? He likes to be sort of in and out. He likes to strike and then not be there for the counter. He moves a lot, but he doesn't necessarily have a lot. Does he also have some like takedowns to his game as well?
He does. Phillips, I remember in that last fight against Paiva, they were both taking each other down. That was so much point scoring in that fight. It was crazy.
Right. I see. So in that case, of course, that would be one of the reasons why he absorbs less per minute, because he's just got that dynamic offense, as we said earlier. And if you look at the whole grappling accolade, it does say, takedown average 3.2 to someone like Rojo's 1.3. So in terms of ways of getting it done, absolutely. It sounds like Phillips has got more ways to get the job done. He's got more tools.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, and the main thing is as well, because a lot of people have been saying that this Rojo has power. I think Phillips can deal with someone with power. Obviously, he's beaten the likes of Song Yudong in the past.
Yes,
and that guy's got power. So if he can get a decision win against someone like Song Yudong, I think he can get the job done against someone like Rojo. Because it was a very close fight. His last one, like we mentioned, against Paiva, very close.
Yes.
So I think Phillips is very talented in this division. You know,
he is. Yeah. I mean, it's a tough matchup for someone like Rojo, but
Not taking nothing away from Rojo. It is still a tough fight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Someone like Rojo, though, having a look here. I mean, there's a little less to go on because he doesn't have as much data in the UFC as someone like Kyler Phillips, but he has got 100% takedown defense to date as of so far. Do you reckon that someone like Kyler Phillips
That's an interesting stat that you've pulled up there, Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, that it could pay dividends. Obviously, having his takedown defense, he may keep it standing, and that's where he wants it.
We got to bear in mind the fact, though, he's just not been as that many bouts in the UFC. You know.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. That's true. And obviously, Phillips could have the experience in the fight. You just never know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see it. Well, let's get to the advantage gauges then and see how this tallies up. So we're talking about striking. Who is going to walk away with the striking advantage in this fight? Oh, I have to.
I'd give the striking to Phillips, and then the power to Rojo because I've seen him knock out a few more dudes than Phillips has.
Okay. I mean, let's do that then. So we go Phillips for striking, and then when it comes to power, Rojo gets it. And in grappling, who gets grappling? Would that be Phillips?
Yeah, I'd say Phillips. Yeah, I've seen him do a lot more with his wrestling and grappling.
Mm-hmm. And then speed / cardio. Speed and cardio. Where are we going with that one? It's tough, isn't it? It's hard because I think they're both fast. I'm like Phillips is fast.
Yeah, they are both. They're both quick. Yeah.
Who gets the cardio? Would you say?
Because I've just seen more of him. I think Phillips because he went 3 rounds in his last fight and 3 rounds in the fight before that.
Yeah, he does churn out more decisions. To be fair.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then of course for speed, Phillips again, or would Rojo get it?
Man, I've not seen enough tape of this Rojo, but I've seen a couple of his fights, but he's getting the job done early.
Yeah,
and he does come in quite quick with his power. Mm-hmm. I'm going to lean towards Rojo in speed.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Personally,
Phillips does have speed as well. Sorry.
Yeah, he does. I mean, what I would probably do is switch up the striking. I'll go Rojo with the striking and speed on Phillips. I'd say because he's fast with his hands. Actually,
yeah.
But then he has a more diverse offense. He's got more ways of striking. So yeah, therefore he's got a striking advantage.
That's true.
So maybe we should sit like this, which goes to the red corner once again and puts Phillips in favor, which is where I ended up with my pick anyhow when I was sort of looking at these.
That's what I was going to pick for this fight as well. Just on the old experience there as well. And obviously I know they're both coming off of losses. I just think that Phillips can grind out a decision.
Yeah, fair enough. Fight. Yeah, strong point. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Rojo gets a knockout or something like that as well. Though,
or Rojo proves me wrong and just starches Phillips.
I feel like the guy's going to be like an absolute beast mode, and you know he's come up for loss. He's got reasons to be like sticking around doing this, winning. You know, I feel that. I feel like that's how it's going to be.
The stage is set.
It is. All right, shall we get back to the card then? Let's see what you guys have if you were to go into the comments below. Feel free just to comment and say who you think's going to be taking this fight.
Don't be shy. Come on, let's go.
We've got Taylor Long chiming in there on the chat. He says striking, grappling, cardio, and maybe speed for Phillips. So that was Taylor's input there. He thinks maybe
nice, yes,
speed should go to Phillips. But he's pretty much similar to what we had said. We was in the same particular predicament. You know, how do we sort of divvy up the speed?
Yeah, it's one of them fights where they're so evenly matched. It's we're explaining the reasons why we've gone for him, but we're not taking anything away from.
Oh yeah.
The other guy, of course, but it is a tough one. This one.
Oh yeah, 100%. The next up, we're looking at Jared Cannonier versus Derrick Brunson. So this is exciting. Yeah, this is a ranked fight. Now these guys were supposed to be, are expected to be title contenders. You know, these guys are some of the best things this division can spit out, bar the two champion and a former champion, Whittaker and Adesanya himself. So they proved themselves. You know, Blonde Brunson, undefeated, as you know. Jared Cannonier has been stopped the likes of Calvin Castellum. You got the list there, haven't you, right? I mean, who else has Cannonier chowed through in order to get to where he is today? Because
beating the likes of Anderson Silva, mate. Obviously, that was a first round chopping of the leg kicks. Like you said, is beating the likes of Calvin Gastelum. Again, Calvin Gastelum's a wrestler like Brunson.
He is.
You think most people think that Brunson's going to come in and use his wrestling against someone like Cannonier, but Cannonier is a big dude, man. So I'm saying a big dude. Obviously, coming from heavyweight, and the one thing as well that Cannonier's beating the likes of Jack Hermansson as well. So it's crazy. Like he's only lost to the best of the best. Cannonier. He's lost to the likes of obviously Robert Whittaker.
This is it.
Crazy.
This is it. Yeah.
I think he's lost to Jacare as well.
That's true. I mean,
yeah, he's lost to Jacare.
Yeah, true. These are like actual names, like full on good name, big names in the UFC that he's lost. He's beat Darren Till as well, isn't he? No, that was Brunson.
No, that's Brunson. Yeah. Again, that's a big win for Brunson. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that is big. But let's have a look here then. So in terms of the numbers, it's 14-5 for someone like Jared Cannonier. Then for Derek Brunson, it's 23-7. Let's check out some of the people's picks. Other sort of advantages, as you probably mentioned, slightly taller is going to be Derek Brunson. And then, of course, you got the reach advantage actually going to Brunson as well, just by a smidge.
Oh, okay.
1.5 inches, yeah. But otherwise, everything else is pretty much sitting fairly even. But let's see what the people had to say about this matchup, and then we'll come right on back.
Derrick Lewis versus Tuivasa.
Okay, so Jared Cannonier against Derek Brunson. For me, I'm either favouring Jared Cannonier early or else Brunson, who is undefeated since he's dyed that hair, will get it done with a grappling heavy approach. Slightly leaning on Brunson with the grappling heavy approach, but wouldn't be surprised if Cannonier got it done early either.
Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, so basically, having a look here, we've got some pretty good people chiming in. That was Liam. He was coming in there on the picks. Thanks for sending your picks again, Liam. Again, you saw his handle down in the bottom left corner. MMA Analytics, hit him up. Feel free to see what else he had to say here. We now have MMA Maniac. Who you got? Basically, there on Twitter, he says Blonde Bronson has got this one. We've got Anthony W. He says Cannonier's got this one. We've got Sean. He's saying Cannonier, but I wouldn't bet on it. So he's a little bit in two minds. And Sebastian chiming in there saying in the rooting that he's rooting for Jared, but I think Brunson gets the submission. Wow, that's going to be a banging fight.
Okay.
Overall, if we look at the poll that went out there, 52% of you guys said Jared Cannonier and 48% of you guys said Derek Brunson. So
it's interesting.
Yes, yeah, definitely is. As you know, it's quite a stat, it's quite a number. So it's pretty much down the middle. It could go either way, but we are favoring Cannonier with a pound of punching ability, I'd imagine. So we think Blonde Brunson will get stopped for the first time, perhaps.
Yeah, it's such a tough one, man. Like Cannonier was on a bit of a rise, then he took that defeat to Whittaker. Got knocked out. Sorry. Then he got himself back in winning ways against again beating another a heavy wrestler like Kelvin Gastelum, and again he looked quality. He looked really good in that fight. Yeah. But like obviously, like you said earlier, Blonde Brunson's on a tear, man. It's all started with that Edson Sabazian win, as you said a second ago as well, beating the likes of Darren Till. Crazy. Yeah. The guy is on a tear. Me personally, I just think that Cannonier is going to be too much for him.
Yeah. Okay. We've got someone in the chat here saying, Taylor Young saying that Blonde Brunson, he thinks is going to be doing it. He also thinks that Cannonier Brunson is one fight I'm not betting on. So that was Ginge79. So chiming in there. Thanks for your opinions there, Ginge. And look, basically, again, split between two, right? I feel like what could happen here, if you look at the numbers, striking significancies, it looks like that's just down the middle as well. So it's just about as split as people's opinion on this fight. In terms of where the advantage is going to lie, it surely has to be on the ground.
That's what I mean. If Brunson, to be fair, like you said, mate, it's perfect. You've mentioned that. Like, I think if Brunson can get Cannonier down, he can do what he did to Darren Till, wear him out. Because obviously, Cannonier's gas tank, you just don't know. You just don't know how he's going to come into it, because I know he did pace himself in the Kelvin Gastelum fight, but we don't know because it's a 3-rounder. You just don't know. Is he going to come out strong? Is he going to come out strong in that first round and utilize too much striking and gas in a second, and then that's when Brunson takes over, takes him down?
Yeah. One thing I'll get to look at as well, actually, on the history of Cannonier, how many wrestlers has he fought? You know, so if you're looking at the stats here, you got 62% takedown defense for someone like Cannonier, which is not as high as Brunson's 94%. Takedown average, of course, Brunson, it's how he wins his fights. I mean, I've looked at tape on Brunson over the last week or so, and it's like, you know, every fight he's won, he's had to get it to the mat to do it. You know, he's not done it standing. So if you can defy him to takedown, does that mean you defy him to win?
It is crazy. To be fair, he's not
Is that
fought
all
many
you need to
wrestlers.
worry
The only
about?
one I would say is Gastelum, really.
Yeah, Gaston was a wrestler, and you see how he managed there. He didn't go against Hermanson. No, he went.
Yeah, he fought Hermanson, but
Hermanson, he
Hermanson's not
did.
really a wrestler. I think he's more of a sort of take you down a sub you, but not a grappler as such. I'd say he'd take you to the fence,
But he did well
for that
against.
takedown and get the sub.
He did well against it. You know, I think he got took down a few times, but he did well to sort of defend a few of the takedowns, but still get the win there against him. Like
Yeah.
I think there was someone else further on as well. But if we look at the chances and the wrestlers that Cannonier's come up against, which granted it isn't a lot, he's actually performed quite well against. So
He
that sort of
has.
educated my decision a bit on how this pick sort of panned out. But looking at that sort of takedown defense being 62% to someone like Brunson, who's got 94%. I mean, Brunson doesn't have to worry about a takedown in this fight. It's not happening.
No, exactly.
Jared isn't going to go for it.
That's it. That's 100% it. Yeah.
It's all about that average number there. Okay, cool. So if we take this over to the gauge, let's see what his advantages and disadvantages lie. Striking wise, I like Jared for this. I think Jared's got good striking.
I'd say so. He's got more in his arsenal standing up than Brunson.
Yeah.
Because obviously, Cannonier's got some deadly leg kicks. We saw it against Anderson Silva, stopping him in round one.
Mm-hmm.
He threw so many kicks against Gastelum as well.
Mm-hmm.
And for someone that is like a heavy wrestler like Brunson, it's going to stop like the power double leg. It could stop the single leg.
Yeah.
So who knows? Yeah, I'm definitely giving the striking to Cannonier. And to be fair, I'd probably give the power to Cannonier as well.
Okay, we can get there already. I think that means Brunson gets the grappling and therefore power will
Yes,
go to
100%,
Cannonier.
mate. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at the numbers there, it makes complete sense. It goes to Brunson and then power, of course, to Cannonier. But then we're looking at some other integral parts to the fight. That's speed and cardio. You know, something like this, is it going to go the distance? Chances are it's going to be it's going to be a battle of fighting to get someone onto the ground and then fighting your way back to your feet. And while you're doing that, it's hard to sort of get a knockout there. You know, if someone's fighting back to their feet before you get the submission, it's just going to sort of exist between those two poles, I guess, until the end of the round. So it could be something that goes to decision. And therefore, who's got the cardio for it?
It's a tough one because we've only seen Cannonier in 1 5-rounder. Brunson's been on a couple. I'm leaning towards Brunson just because I've seen him do it more, if you know what I mean. But again, Cannonier looked great against Gastelum.
Yep. Okay. Fair point. I think Cannonier, he really did. So in terms of cardio, you think Brunson gets the cardio?
Yeah.
And then for speed, because it's sort of,
I'm tempted to go Cannonier on speed as well.
I would think so too. Yeah. I mean, it's just how fast can you take someone down? You know, can't be moving faster than a punch in order to get a takedown. And that's predominantly how I think when you're looking at speed, you're looking at, you know, how quick can you sort of land your strikes? You know, how quick can you get in and out?
Because Cannonier's jab in that Gastelum fight as well, it was on point again. So the jab pumping out there. Same with his leg kicks. Whack.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, they flooring people those leg kicks, those trunks, which could be dangerous as well. What if Brunson catches it? That could be the way to get to the ground.
But that could be the way that Brunson gets him down. You don't know.
Right. Exactly. But look, it's going to be an interesting fight nonetheless. And I've liked looking at some of the tapes before and how he's handled wrestlers, Cannonier, and I feel like he's done a pretty decent enough job, enough to convince me anyway. Yeah. And looking at his stats,
it kind of works both ways though, mate. Because you look at someone like Brunson, you say that like the way that Cannonier's dealt with these wrestlers.
Yeah,
you flip it on the other side. You look at it the way that Brunson's dealt with the strikers. Because Darren Till is not really known for his wrestling or anything like that. He's known for his striking, and obviously he dealt with him. Same with Edson Sabazian.
Yeah,
great striker, young, great talent, coming in with
undefeated,
quite a few knockouts. Yeah, exactly, undefeated against Brunson. Brunson stopped him.
Yeah,
so it works both ways. To be fair,
it's true. Would you like the way the maths is looking up though, in terms of if you was to pick?
Oh yeah, I'm still Simon Cannonier. You boys, you and Jordan both know I like a leg kicker. Leg kicks, they literally change the fight. It's crazy. If Cannonier lands one of them bombs, it could change the fight. And I don't think if Brunson can't get him down, Cannonier could knock him out, I think.
Yeah, that could potentially happen if it doesn't go to decision. Yeah, would be for Cannonier to get the stoppage at some point.
Yeah.
He's got some insane power. The guy's got some guns.
He has.
He's got some cannons on him. Absolute cannons.
But it's crazy to think how ripped he is. He used to be a heavyweight. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The guy used to be a heavyweight and like he's Rip City.
The killer gorilla.
And that's it. It's crazy to think that he's at middleweight and the size that he is now.
Something else, right? Shall we get into that co-main?
Oh, can we wait? I need a breath. Can't wait for this fight, man. I'm so pumped for this fight. I can't wait.
That's if you want a breath, I suggest you kick someone in the balls and get 5 minutes because that's what Derrick Lewis is probably going to do.
That's it, mate. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Derrick Lewis is going to get rocked. He's going to kick Tai Tuivasa in the balls. Exactly. So I need a little quick rest.
This is 100% the sort of fight you need to be looking at if you want to find tactics to buy and gain extra more time. You know, someone like Derrick Lewis, he's a time catcher. He finds it. He always finds time in an octagon somehow. I mean, the amount of times I watched tape on him, and do you know what? I tell you what, I saw more eye pokes, like complaints, than I actually saw knockouts. You know, the guy's a knockout artist. He puts everyone to sleep.
He is.
At least every round, he's complaining about some sort of eye poke that never happened. But I don't know. Maybe he didn't see it because he got poked so far. But let's look at the numbers. Mate. Derrick Lewis, he's 25-8. And then, of course, you got Tai Tuivasa, who's 13-3. Now, Tai Tuivasa's coming off back-to-back knockouts. I think 4 in a row. Is that he's
4 in a row? 4 in a row knockouts.
All of them have been knockouts. So the guy is an absolute beast when it comes down to his hands. But as is the black beast himself, Derrick Lewis. Now, he's on some back-to-back knockouts as well. After just putting away Chris Daukaus late last year, the last event of 2021. But he's been very active. As has Tai Tuivasa. How many fights did they both have last year? I think Tai Tuivasa was
last year. Derrick Lewis had 3 fights last year.
3?
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think Tai might have been the same or 2. But yeah, man, Derrick just loves. He's like, come here, let me smell your hands.
Yeah, Tai Tuivasa had 3 as well. Yeah,
that's it. Both really active fighters. So that's.
Oh no, he had 2. Sorry, yeah, he had 2. He had 2.
All right. So reach-wise, you're talking about 79 inches and 75 inches. So 79 inches going to Derrick Lewis. He's got a bigger reach. You know, and then Tai Tuivasa, who I think Tai would probably have more weapons. However, but I wonder.
To be fair, Tai Tuivasa does have great leg kicks. He does have really good leg kicks. Like I remember his UFC debut. I can't remember who he's fighting now, but he not. It's where it come from. His first knockout in the UFC. He chopped this guy's leg kicks down. Chopped him down with the leg kicks. The guy was on his way back up. Tai Tuivasa comes in with a flying knee. Oh
yeah.
That's Rashad Coulter. That's it. Rashad Coulter chopped him down with his legs.
Yeah. Do you know
and then he was on his way back up. Bosh, flying knee.
I love it when you get to see flying heavyweights, don't you?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Derrick Lewis done the flying knee. Done it against the old. Who did he do it against now?
I remember the fight.
The Constrictor. I can't remember his name now.
I remember watching the fight, but I don't remember who it was. Was it Olenek? No, he did it on Olenek.
That's it, Olenek. The Constrictor Olenek.
Yeah.
That's it. Comes in with a flying knee, round 2, bosh.
And then ended him. Like, I know. Just a whole, absolute bull rushed him. Which is going to be an exciting fight. Now, we've seen 2 different sides to Derrick Lewis, haven't we? We've seen a sort of slow-paced, measured Derrick Lewis. Then we've seen that sort of bull rush Derrick Lewis that absolutely stormed the octagon against someone like Olenek. You know, sort of ran straight in there. Doesn't want to go for 3 rounds. Wants to get this done. Wants to go home, go to bed.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, who we're going to see tonight? Is he going to have the mentality of getting it done quickly? We've seen some quotes saying he wants to get it done within the first round.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he wants to get it done in round 1. But can he handle the pressure like he because he's in his hometown again, which his last loss was against Sirigan, and he said he's come out in public. He said that he felt the pressure. Is he going to feel that pressure again? Like, I don't know if he is, but because he's fighting someone that's just going to stay. He's not going to, because obviously Tai Tuivasa is not going to be no Sirigan and pick Derrick Lewis apart. No. They're both going to stand there and bang, and that is both what they do great, and obviously, Derrick Lewis is the king of knockouts, man, and it is for a reason.
He is. He absolutely is. I can get into this all night, to be honest, because there's so much on the talk.
I can't wait for this fight, man. I can't wait to scream.
I'll tell you what. Let's have the people have their say. Let's find out what what you guys said when you sent in your picks today. We've got a few videos, but we also have some footage from Matt Frivola. That's right, the UFC fighter, who was on our channel for the fighter Q&A just a week or so ago. He dropped in some pretty picks for you guys for this particular matchup. I wanted to make sure that his voice was being said and heard, and you guys were educated. So let's see what he had to say about it, and we'll see you right back here.
Versus Tai Tuivasa, what a fight that's going to be.
Oh, Yeah, that's definitely a fun one. Both guys just knockout artists.
Will we see another
Yeah,
shoey?
that's a win.
I can tell you what. Imagine Derrick Lewis knocks out Tai Tuivasa and then he does a shoey.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
Like either way, you're either gonna get a shoey after the fight, or you're gonna get like an epic Derrick Lewis post-fight speech.
Yeah,
So it's like a win-win.
There are ideas as to how that was going to play out. Who's going to take it? Is it too soon to say?
Dude, that heavyweight fight, it's who lands first. You know, those guys both got knockout power. So we'll see. You know, we'll see who can land the shot to hurt the other guy first.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, you gotta love heavyweight fights.
That's it.
I have Derrick Lewis winning. I'm trying to not go with the cliche. He's gonna knock him out in the first. I'm gonna say third round knockout. He's just gonna knock him out with the last opportunity he has. He's gonna knock him out. I think Bam's not gonna be stupid. I think Tuivasa's not gonna be stupid. I don't think he's gonna rush into him and get knocked out, because I know Tuivasa is not. He's not the most strategical fighter, but when you got a man like Derrick Lewis in front of you, like if you see fire, do you run into it? I don't think Tuivasa is gonna fall for that, because Tuivasa did rush in against Greg Hardy. Yeah, even though he did knock out Greg Hardy, but Tuivasa got caught. His legs were all over the place for a second, and I guarantee you, Derrick Lewis knocks punches harder than Greg Hardy. Yeah, he ain't gonna have that same opportunity again. So I think Tuivasa is gonna fight quite calculated. Maybe Derrick Lewis catches Tuivasa early, and then Tuivasa wakes up, and like his instinct kicks in, where he goes, "All right, we're fighting now. Let's go for a brawl."
And then cracks him.
Yeah, like it's. Listen, whoever lands first on the chin's winning. There you go. Whoever lands first on the chin is winning. Not even on the chin. They can land anywhere. They can punch each other in the neck and get knocked out. That's hit hard.
I love that. Damien, of course, they're going with Derrick Lewis, and he thinks it's just going to be a powerful fight. But he says much of what Matt Favola was saying there in the previous clip, that whoever lands first is probably
whoever lands first.
Whoever
you
lands
can't say it better than that with these two knockout artists. You cannot say it better. It literally is, because but then again, do you remember Tai Tuivasa's last one of his fights against Greg Hardy? Greg Hardy landed on Tai Tuivasa, wobbled him. He went charging in for the finish. And then Tai Tuivasa put him to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a bit back and throw, wasn't it? He was like, whoa, got wobbled. So you know, and we all know no one likes to play possum any more than Derrick Lewis. You know, he likes to sort of get winded, and then, you know, he strikes hard. So this is from the Backshot podcast. They commented on our YouTube, on Twitter, saying, if he beats Lewis, Tai versus the winner of Aspinall versus Volkov makes a lot more sense. Probably would be a number one contender fight too. So interesting. That is comments from the Backshot podcast. Then we also had Jim on Twitter chiming in saying, love that guy, but he's not top 5 class. Lewis is big jump up, and I can't see Bam Bam winning. So yeah, you know, you got someone who is number 11 and number 3.
It's kind of like what they were saying with the Dalkas versus Derrick Lewis. But because like, it was crazy to think that people were thinking, like, it's crazy the amount of people on Twitter I was going back and forth with. They were saying Chris Dalkas was going to knock out Derrick Lewis. Like, are you for real? Yeah. Like you said, the jump for Dalkas was crazy, and Derrick Lewis coming to that fight underdog. Really? He coming to the fight underdog against someone like Chris Dalkas. Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Once you sort of see how it played out, you just think, what?
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like if you're going to stand there with Derrick Lewis and he's underdog, wow, okay.
Yeah. I know. I mean, a lot of people thought he was going to do it from range, or I mean, that was a good one to bet on if you had. But I guess the point of that is look, you know, someone like Derrick Lewis, he's got so many tricks up his sleeve, and I think that's the way to put it. He has, yeah. You know, you can step in the octagon with him, but he's so dangerous, and he lets you think that he's not. And he likes it that way. He likes it when you walk in there and you think that he's not dangerous, and he just proves you otherwise. But, you know, looking at that, it's going to be quite exciting. If we look at the numbers, you got TKO averages for these guys, 93% for Tai Tuivasa, interestingly enough, to an 81% for TKO wins for for Derrick Lewis.
I think it's just because Derrick Lewis has fought more in the UFC.
He has. Yeah, we're looking at more numbers on Derrick Lewis's side, I'd say. Now, when you're looking at decisions, Derrick Lewis also has more decisions, though. He has 15% to Tai Tuivasa's 7%. And average fight time sums it all up as well. About 9.5 minutes for someone like Derrick Lewis to 6.5 minutes for Tai Tuivasa. Now, I guess if we're looking at the strikes and grappling, we might not have to touch on grappling too much, but in terms of stand-up, in terms of stand-up, these guys are going to be using their hands predominantly for the majority of this fight and this matchup.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, how do you think it's going to look? So significant strike-wise, 50-50 right down the middle. Landing per minute, it looks like Tai Tuivasa doubles that. His output is more of what Derrick Lewis has. Yeah. And that makes sense. The guy is 4.63 for Tai Tuivasa, and you got Derrick Lewis who's 2.51. So a big gap there. And I guess the reason being is, Tai Tuivasa is a bit more of an athletic guy. Is he not?
Yeah.
Don't know how.
I'd say so a little bit. But sometimes
he's not the most athletic guy, but in comparison to someone like Derrick Lewis,
100% agree with you. But it's
to
funny
kick you in the
because
balls to get a 5-minute breather.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like sometimes Derrick Lewis has come in a little bit underweight than he usually does, and like I don't know if because there was at one point where he was trying to cut weight to try and get more athletic for them 5-round fights. Then I just think he thought, nah, fuck it, I just like eating.
Yeah, you know what? And this is typical Derrick Lewis, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Lewis. It. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, Ginge coming in with a good comment there saying about, obviously he says he's never going to bet against Derrick Lewis again after the Volkov fight. That's the Volkov. You can never count Derrick Lewis out. That's 100% true, mate.
Honestly, I mean, the amount of times, I hope you bet against him again that Cyril Gane one happened. But when you see that,
I just don't get how, like, if you watch it back as well, like you watch it back and you see Derrick Lewis land the 1-2, the overhand right of Volkov, and Volkov's gone, right, okay, I've just got caught now. Let's not do that again. And then does it again.
Oh man, it's unreal. Like, I mean, you look at the audience. You literally look at the audience, right? And you see so many people stand there, gutted faces, and you just know.
I just don't
know that they had their whole house on Volkov, and they would have increased the bet at some point through the fight as well.
He was getting dominated as well.
He was losing that fight, and the odds were changing massively. And then he just slept him in the last. And you just look at Volkov and you think, you idiot! All you had to do
he
was
the same
stay away from his hand
twice. Yeah, got caught with it.
Yeah,
you think, right, I've been stunned now. Let's get back.
You know what I mean?
Throws the same combo. Chin
walks right into it, gets folded.
Yeah.
I mean, that first one must have done damage because only a brain damaged person would walk straight back.
Yeah, he must have hit him into doing it again or something.
Yeah, it was like he must be like, what was that? Let me try again. But nonetheless, look, sorry, Ginger, about that. I mean, we feel your pain, basically. As you can see, we feel your pain. It was crazy. But, we do love Derrick Lewis. And, came in, he was the underdog against someone like Chris Daukaus, as you said as well. I'm not sure the odds look like crazy on this matchup. But
he's favourite in this one.
Favourite in this one, yeah. And, I guess it takes fights like, shutting people up over the Chris Daukaus scenario for people to realise, he's still very dangerous. Like,
always dangerous.
100%. And look, if you're looking at striking wise, as we said, absorb per minute. Look, just because he throws more and he's a bit more in your face, that is Tai Tuivasa. He absorbs more. And just because he's barely in the octagon past the second round,
that's it.
That's the reason why Derrick Lewis's numbers will look a bit lower there. On the grappling side of things, takedown average, these don't look exactly right, to be fair. It says the takedown average is 0.48 for someone like Derrick Lewis and 0 for Tai Tuivasa. Tai Tuivasa does do takedowns. He's got some of that in his arsenal too. Holds people against the fence. He can take them to the ground.
I'll tell you what is very, very, very underrated is, I don't know if you could class it as grappling, but Derrick Lewis' scramble from the bottom is insane. I don't know, when you and Jordan get some tape in on Derrick Lewis, his scrambles from the bottom is absolutely insane. Like,
mate,
he's been on the bottom to most of, I wouldn't say most, some of his fights, and he's been on the bottom. And he just takes his time, buys his time. Then it just explodes and just gets back to his feet. It's crazy. It's so good to watch.
Don't worry, mate. I've completed it. Derrick Lewis completed it.
Good. It's so good to watch.
It's impressive, right? It is impressive, and you see him at times in a fight. You think, why isn't he throwing anything? What's going on? But what's actually happening is he's recharging.
That energy.
He's recharging. Exactly. He's waiting to go again. When he gets poked in the eye, he's recharging.
Yeah, that's it.
When he gets when he kicks onto the balls, he's actually recharging. But these are just the sort of minor tactics that he's actually implemented into his game in order to make sure he wins at all costs to win. It's not completely illegal. It's a little bit, frowned upon, but you don't really realize what he's doing. But he needs to win, and this is how he finds a way to win. Either that, or he has to run an extra 30 miles. And Derrick Lewis, he's like, run 30 miles or just pretend to get poked in the eye. I'll get poked in the eye.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you know what I mean? But look, let's look at the advantages gauges and see how this sort of matches up, striking down to cardio, right? So this has just been fun to talk about. Striking wise on this fight, I think I got to go Tuivasa. He's got more tools than someone like Lewis does. I say that because I don't know. Can I? No, I'm just double questioning it because I know Lewis has some kicks as well, but Tuivasa is able. He's a bit more dynamic in his movements, I think. Which creates a few more angles when he throws punches.
It's a funny
one. He goes
one
to the body a lot more as well.
I was gonna say, kind of agree. We've been seeing, obviously, as I said earlier when we were breaking this down a little bit, that Tuivasa throws leg kicks.
Yeah,
he goes to the body a lot more than Derrick Lewis, and Derrick Lewis, he doesn't set up his power. It's crazy to think where he is with just the power that he has, but that's just Derrick Lewis for you.
Yeah. I think we'll go striking Tuivasa then because he does have more output of the stuff as well. He throws more, and that wins you striking as well if you're looking across all the categories within it. Grappling. Who gets grappling?
Calls Miguel.
Yeah, chiming in. Calls Miguel. How are you doing? Damn, I missed my pick. So sad. Oh man, you missed the pick show. You can still get your picks in though on the app if you're on the app before the event.
Don't remind Sai. We're waiting for Sai to forget.
Hey, don't you worry. I'm already got it in. But this is why I don't think my pick's going to be very well. The week before last, when I done my picks in the week after doing my homework on the fighters, terrible.
We've got a big question coming in from is that MMA
Fanalytics? That'll be Liam. Yeah. Nice.
Get that read out, mate.
All right. So what we'll do quickly is in terms of grappling, who gets grappling, and then we'll get to the comments just after.
I don't know. This one's a tough one because they both don't really grapple. And do you class, like what I said earlier, as grappling? I wouldn't really class it as grappling, would you?
No. I mean, I'll go Tuivasa with it.
To be fair, I'll say Tuivasa as well because I've seen Tuivasa clinched up against the fence. And he does do well up against the fence.
Yeah, he ties people up against the fence. He likes to use it as a strategy.
He does do well.
He mixes up the striking a bit, and it works in his fights. It does. I think that could be dangerous here because anywhere near and too close to Lewis is a place you don't want to be. He's got sweaty balls and they smell, but also his hand can knock you out. Power, and it could be all the difference, but I guess we're just going to have to go.
Power's got to go to Derrick Lewis, my friend.
I've seen him turn too many fights with one punch. With Ty, it might take a few, but he's a powerful guy. Don't get me wrong. He's a very powerful guy, but I've seen Lewis just land one, and then all of a sudden a fight he was losing just goes straight up to, winning and, so speed. Who gets speed? Would we go Ty on that one?
I don't know because Derrick Lewis, he's sometimes quick himself, but only in short bursts.
Yes, it's true.
It's crazy because obviously, but like you look at the combo that Tuivasa did against his last fight against the guy. That was a nice quick combo from someone like Tuivasa.
And you're so confident with
that. But like, it's crazy. Like, it's one of them because, as I said, Derrick Lewis, when he has his short bursts, no, we're gonna have to go Tuivasa, man.
Yep. Thank you. I'd agree. I'll go Ty on that one as well. I think for sure. For speed, and then cardio. We've got to go Ty.
Cardio is an obvious one, mate. It's got to go Ty because we all know Derrick Lewis don't like cardio.
No, and this is mad, right? I mean, we're literally sitting all in the blue corner here for Ty Tuivasa, but it doesn't necessarily mean we think it's going to.
But I'm going Derrick Lewis to win the fight.
Right? Me too. It's crazy, right? Because I think that power, whilst it's just a small box there on the screen,
I just think
it means so much.
It's crazy. It's a perfect fight. But this is the thing where it could fuck up because it's a perfect fight for someone like Derrick Lewis, but then it's a perfect fight for someone like Tai Tuivasa.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Man. Oh man.
Do you agree, disagree? Get your comments in. Read that big comment out, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, absolutely. So MMA Fanalytics says, do you think Lewis' lacks of output at time makes his opponent slightly complacent when in there with him, and they end up taking a risk they planned not doing? Agreed,
mate. It's exactly. You could say that as well. You say that we're going to get into it in a minute. That's a great question because. It's a similar situation in the main event because what happened with Robert Whittaker and Izzy. Izzy's the kind of one that will wait for you to come in and he got caught. Robert Whittaker got caught with like being obviously Izzy being the one that was patient and things like that. But yes,
it's true. And
it's true. It is true.
But yeah, I mean, I guess what you can say is, Derek Lewis is a guy who likes to play possum, right? He likes to sort of act completely whimpered and he's hurt, and then he'll sort of come out but this is part of the sneaky tactics he applies. He finds other ways of winning that people haven't investigated or thought of yet. He finds ways of winning in the octagon, be it like, oh, let's take the eye poke. It didn't hurt my eye, but let me take 5 minutes because I need to recharge. And he finds really smart ways to land his power. He tries tricking. He's a trickster.
Yeah, but it's crazy to think he did have a great game. He had a great game plan against someone like Daukaus as well. Because we all know Derek Lewis has these short little bursts, as I mentioned a minute ago. Yeah. He had the perfect one against someone like Daukaus because apparently he come out and said that his team was saying to him, "What? Try and put your trying to get a center of your octagon. Try and push him up against the fence. Once he's again, like you like to say, once he's past that black line, you go." Yeah. And then once he was past that black line, we saw him explode.
Yes.
And he went in for the kill, had him hurt.
Yeah.
And then does what Derek Lewis does and got the knockout.
Yep, that is it. On the chats here, Cool Smiggle says, is Lewis on the left and Ty on the right? So yes, that's correct. Red corner is Lewis and Ty is the blue corner. But he did say, Taylor Young said Lewis first round KO.
Same. Yes, T.
Cool's agreed that Ty gets the speed. No one has a cardio, is what Chris also says. Taylor comment in there saying Lewis cardio 10 out of 10. And then basically Lewis has a perfect amount of cardio for the bedroom. Says Cool.
That's it, mate. That's it.
Taylor agrees 100%. Either one of them know, or they.
It's crazy to think that he's publicly coming out and saying it doesn't want 5-round fights when like the guy, if he wins this, could be number one contender.
Yeah,
I know he won't be, but like I think he could be one more win away. And then like he could potentially be fighting for the belt, but he probably won't take it because it's a 5-rounder. But
do you know what?
It's crazy.
He'll probably. I mean, for him, what's a 5-rounder? For him, a 5-rounder is just something he really has to get done in 2, and at push get done in 3. And then either way, he's not going to go to the full 5. Chances are, So let's have a look here. I'm going to come back to the main screen, and we're going to check out the main event of the evening.
Ooh.
So. Up now, we've got Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker. So Bobby Knuckles. We've got 21-1 for Izzy, and then 24-5 for the former champ, Robert Whittaker. Now, find out Nigeria and find out of Australia. Izzy Adesanya 6'4", and Whittaker is 6 foot. So high advantage is going to Adesanya. So is that going to give him the vision? Is he going to be able to see what's coming at him?
He's got his ring mirrors on, mate.
Yeah. We did see him he took massive advantage of this in the first time they met in the octagon, didn't he? Because he was able to sort of just slip slightly out of range and come right back.
Slipped out of the way, give him a little slap to know he's there. And again, he fell for that trap like we were saying the Volkov fell for against Derek Lewis.
Yeah, he certainly had the vision for sure. Reach advantage, he has a whole 6.5 inch reach advantage on top of Bobby Knuckles as well. So that's 82. Bobby's 73.5. Impressive. And we saw it pay dividends again in the first time they matched up too. Is it going to go the same way, or is it going to go slightly different? What do you think?
It all depends how Robert Whittaker comes in because, as I mentioned at the start when we're breaking all the fights down, that Whittaker come in. He went in for the kill basically, and I just think them two had bad intentions with each other. Like Whittaker it just went all guns blazing. You can see he was rushed. He wasn't patient. He wasn't setting up his strikes like it has been. We know how good Robert Whittaker is. Like when he sets his strikes up, he takes his time. He puts his combos together. Yeah. And I think he rushed it, and you could see how rushed he was, and he just got caught.
There's a lot of pressure playing there, but there might not be pressure this time. Yeah. Taylor Young says Robert Whittaker by a close decision win over Israel Adesanya.
I'm Robert Whittaker win as well, T.
He thinks
you're a team captain for Jordan with Gain. You're team captain with me for Bobby Knuckles. Let's go.
Okay, you're keen on it. Any other picks and what you guys think? Drop them in the chats just below. In the meantime, let's go see what you guys sent in on your videos and see what the Twitter channel say as well for this particular matchup too. I'll be right back.
Izzy versus Whittaker then.
I got
winning? What
Izzy
round?
winning by decision. Izzy winning by decision.
Izzy winning by decision, yeah?
Yeah, that's how I have it.
Okay, interesting.
If Robert Whittaker can catch him with his foot, he will get knocked out. 100%. But we'll see what happens. Izzy has this thing where he can perform. He's a performer. When the lights are on him, he's ready to go. And that's what you got to respect Israel Adesanya. He has the same thing with Usman.
7-1. Who do you have winning it, Adesanya or Robert Whittaker?
Man, I love both those guys, but I don't go against my man Stylebender.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've been a fan of him since before he was in the UFC.
Oh, wow.
You know, watching him come up and then just watching his rise in the UFC.
It's been a great run.
I fought on the same card with him a couple times. Yeah, it was cool. Like when I got to fight on the same card with him a couple times and talk with him a little bit, he was super cool.
Oh,
awesome. Yeah, massive fan of Izzy. Yeah, I've seen him sort of as he come through. It's just like yourself. Yeah, you sort of know when you see those gems, don't you? Those diamonds in the rough, sort of like being polished and coming through. Certainly.
All right, so on to the main one, Adesanya and Whittaker for their big rematch. I've done a breakdown on my YouTube channel for this if you want to check it out afterwards. But I keep going over and back on this one. I just can't make up my mind. When I look at the odds, Adesanya is the massive favourite. I don't think he should be. I kind of favour him 60% to get the victory, whereas I have Whittaker at 40%. So I'm slightly favouring Adesanya, but based on the odds, I wouldn't back him. I'd actually be kind of backing the underdog because I feel like the odds far outweigh what his chances are of actually winning. For me, I still slightly favour Adesanya to get it done. It's most likely going to go the distance, but I wouldn't be overly shocked if Whittaker somehow managed to pull off a submission later on in the fight. And the odds for that are extremely good. I think it's 14-1 when I was checking it out. So something to keep an eye on. But 60% Adesanya, I think.
Liam, thanks so much for your pick. Thanks again, Matt, for voter, and thanks Damien for chiming in there as well on the channel. You guys have some great picks. Of course, you catch their tags, of course, on the corner of the screen as well, as you can see there. But some exciting stuff. I mean, so we're all gone for Izzy. It looks like everyone's gone for Izzy except from you and Tay. You know, so
me and T going for Bobby Knuckles.
Yeah, anyone else going for Bobby Knuckles? Just hear it down in the chat. So, you know, the narrative there was pretty much they think that Izzy Adesanya's, you know, a bit more of that cerebral fighter, and he's going to be able to sort of, he's going to get the job done. He's got some advantages there in height and reach, and he's just going to be able to pick him up just as people had seen in the first one. Maybe they still believe that's exactly how it's going to go again. I don't doubt the fact that Bobby's going to bring something new to the table this time around. We've seen improved Bobby since then.
If he's a patient Robert Whittaker, it's going to be an interesting fight.
Yeah, that is, you're right. And you still, and
because
so
obviously
Damien
he's
did
a
say he
patient
thinks
fighter
that,
himself.
Yes, he is. He tends to sort of be a bit more of a, you know, I'm going to say cerebral fighter, someone who's able to read and be just a bit more in the head, planning, setting traps and that sort of thing. And Damien was saying that if that Izzy could potentially get caught one of those up kicks from Bobby Knuckles, and that could be all over. Something Liam was saying at the end as well was like he thinks that something could go the full distance to a decision.
Yeah.
You know, and if you look at the numbers and where it stacks up here, power-wise, you know, Izzy was ranting in their last fight, wasn't he? They say that I won't knock him out. They say I don't have the power. They said I don't look at that, and he did knock him out, and he's got 71% KO record, average to his record, 42% for Bobby. I guess Bobby also has got some good ground accolades there, 21% subs, and he goes to more distant decisions as well than Izzy Adesanya. So yeah, power wise, it looks like Adesanya, you know, it's quite mystic power, isn't it? It's really in the technique more so than it is in the sort of the physical.
It'd be precision more than power, but yeah. I've got an interesting point for you, Si. Are you ready?
Let me hear it.
So obviously we've been watching tape on Izzy, like going back to the Izzy Gastelum fight, how close that fight was, and then you see how dominant Robert Whittaker was against Gastelum.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you compare this. I know, obviously, they're two different styles against each other, but just the way that Robert Whittaker can dominate Gastelum. Obviously, this is Robert Whittaker coming off of that loss. This is Robert Whittaker 2.0, and then you think that I know both fighters have improved since their fights, but the way that Gastelum fought Izzy and the way that Izzy helped Gastelum.
Yeah.
And then the way that Robert Whittaker dominated Gastelum is crazy.
Here's my bum-licking rebuttal for you, okay? You ready? Basically, I feel like Izzy Adesanya broke Gastelum after that fight. And Gastelum's not really been that good since. You know, he's been in a bit of a downward decline. He's lost to quite a few people.
He has.
You know, and it was, but I mean, that was, I think Izzy fought Gastelum at his best.
He broke him. I think he broke him. Gastelum.
He beat Gastelum at his best, because we've seen Gastelum do a bit of a decline in the rankings ever since. And you know, look at the Vettori fight. You know, Izzy walked through Vettori. Well, yeah, it's quite a competitive fight, but I don't know. Was it really competitive?
No, it wasn't. Not really. No.
Yeah, I mean, he might say otherwise, but you know,
he thought he won.
Yeah. But yeah, look, and so that's how I would rebuttal that, I'd say. And look, it's crazy. That was one of the most entertaining fights of that year. I have to tell you, it was so sick. But
such a great fight.
Yeah, I like Izzy's ability to just get better every single fight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's obviously improved so much since that fight, and obviously, it's gonna like the quote that he come out with saying that there's levels to this game. Yeah, and Whittaker's gonna know these levels. So I'm interested to see what Izzy comes out, because as I said a second ago, that Izzy's that fighter that he likes to be patient and set his strikes up. He's got, as you said, he's got the reach advantage.
Right.
But is he going to be the one marching forward this time, or is he going to sit back and let Robert Whittaker come to him? Because he said that in his press conference. Izzy said, he's got to come for the belt. Come and try and take it then. Mm-hmm. So, you know.
That's interesting. I like that. I think I need to watch some tape on the Adesanya fight, because I want to see how he does, because a lot of Izzy fights, his opponent's coming at him. You know, they're the aggressor. Yeah, and he's able to like just sort of manipulate.
Out of the way and
exactly.
His distance management is so good.
Adapts. It's so good. It really is. But I think against Anderson Silva, it was a bit of a different dynamic. I think Anderson Silva is also someone who's quite a smart fighter. So you know, I think he had a fairly similar approach. But I do remember that sort of Matrix moment when, you know, he did the old, you know, come at me, bro, sort of thing. so yeah, I might have to watch that tape, see how he's sort of done that scenario. But yeah, he's someone who does improve, get a lot better. And let's talk about Bobby Knuckles for a second. You know, when we get to the grappling accolades here, a lot of people think that coming into this fight, Whittaker's going to be someone who's going to be implementing more of his ground game. And certainly the first time they met, Whittaker was stubborn almost to think that he was a better striker than Izzy, which is why he stays standing with him.
This is what I'm saying about the more diverse Robert and mixing it up.
Yeah, agreed. I think he's definitely got to lean on more of his wrestling accolades here to sort of be able to get the job done. And so look at his takedown average, 0.64 for someone like Robert, and none for Izzy. He's got great accuracy, just as good defense either side as well. But Izzy does have a submission there to his name as well. I'm not sure how that sort of makes sense, to be fair. That seems to be a little bit of a messed up scenario. But the fact of the matter is, if we're looking at this, we do know that Robert Whittaker's more of a grappler. Look at his skill set, you know, wrestling accolades, his Brazilian jiu-jitsu background.
It is, but Izzy's takedown defense has improved so much, man. Obviously, we saw that in the Vettori fight. Vettori's no slouch, he's no small guy. He's a big, strong guy, and he just couldn't get Izzy down. I know he got him down, but I think Vettori got him down by catching a leg kick. I think
he did. Yeah, for one of them,
he didn't get the takedown. Yeah, he wasn't like a proper takedown, like a double leg or a single leg.
He did get a takedown in the third as well. He did. Enough with it.
You're correct. Yeah, he didn't do much with it. No.
But Adesanya defended quite well as well. But he took on little damage when he was down there. But yeah, no, it's definitely quite interesting. I think how this will probably pan out is, you're going to see a different Robert Whittaker this time around. He's definitely going to be leaning on his other sort of offense skill set.
That's it, mix it up.
Yeah, 100%, to just try to get the job done. I think it's got to have the dynamic of taking down. I might sort of introduce it second round or so when you least expect it. I can't remember what fight he was in now when he sort of introduced a takedown quite late, but it was after sort of getting his opponent used to the stand-up and striking with him. He almost forgot that he's also a takedown artist, you know.
Who's this, Whittaker?
Yeah, and then he sort of
put down till maybe.
Oh, maybe. It might have been. I just remember it was now. I was watching tape with. But she'll get the
gauge up, mate.
Let's have a look. Striking. Who do we give striking to?
Easy. It's got to be easy, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
I think Robert's got a decent striking when he mixes it up, but you got to give it to Izzy, ain't you? Really?
Yeah, I'd agree on that as well. Izzy gets that grappling. Got a good Bobby Knuckles.
Yeah, got to go. Got to go for Robert Whittaker in that one.
And here's a tough one. Power. Looking at the numbers here, 71% KO.
Yeah, you would say so for Izzy. I'm just trying to think back of if anyone, because Robert Whittaker's knockouts are coming from that kick.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that he's caught Brunson with it. He's caught Cannonier with it. I know he didn't knock out Gastelum, but he's caught Gastelum with it. He caught Jacare with it as well. Robert Whittaker.
Yeah.
Crazy. The amount of times he's caught people with that kick.
Oof.
If you're talking hands power, then yeah, you're gonna have to give it to Izzy, really.
Yeah, but yeah, someone like Robert, he's really good at sort of mixing those leg strikes into his combos really well.
Yeah.
So he'll round off his striking combos with a leg kick like it was part of his hands, his torso. You know, it's impressive. Okay, yeah, let's go Izzy on the power then. I think that's probably a good estimate to say. And then if we're looking at speed,
it's got to be Izzy again.
Yep, Izzy gets speed for sure. Cardio,
they're both the same. They're both got cardio.
Both good, aren't they? They're both good. I'll probably go Whittaker on it, but because I saw Izzy's cardio.
I'm trying to think back at the Whittaker. No, but then
I mean, I don't know. Whittaker just looks so. He looks. But
then you look at the Vettori fight. Izzy was still fresh in round 5, and he's been defending off takedowns relentlessly for 5 rounds.
I'm thinking about the Jan Blachowicz fight with Izzy. He was knackered in the latter.
Yeah, he was getting taken down left, right, and centre. Though, wasn't he?
Wasn't in his weight
was in a
class.
division up. Yeah, so
I guess he would have.
Can we give it to her both?
Shall we do it for this one? They both get it.
I'm just trying to think. You probably got to give it to Izzy. I think. I know that Whittaker's got a great gas tank himself.
Yeah, what do you think in the chat there, Taylor Young? What do you reckon about it? Because it's a tough one.
Said.
Not so much about the pick, but he has chimed in and he says, I think without a doubt Bobby Knuckles is the more improved of the two in terms of fighting wise since they last matched up. But then he also thinks the only thing up for debate is it enough? Which is really well put.
That's 100% true. Well said, mate.
You got people both improving at an incredible rate, and he thinks that Bobby Knuckles improved far more. And then you're sort of left with the fact that is it enough? I mean, something you guys were talking about with Damien that time was, in the time that Bobby Knuckles was injured, when the interim belt was available,
and that's literally been the rise of Izzy. By the time when Robert was out injured, Izzy's made his career off
enter new champion, and he just walks on in, and Bobby turns around and said, "Look, I was gone for 5 minutes. What's going on? Where's my time?"
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like Izzy's not giving it back. So yeah, look, he's just done so much so quick, Izzy, and he still is getting better. But Tay's just saying there in his comment, he thinks that. Do you reckon we have to give cardio to one of them, or can we leave that both there? I'll give it both.
Yeah, they both got great cardio, man. You can't deny they haven't.
It's a tough one. I mean, the MMA math size of the red corner, and it thinks that Izzy's going to do it. But he could also, with that grappling ability and cut and I guess,
you just don't know because Izzy's takedown defense is improved so much, as I said earlier.
Yeah. And striking as well. Look, Whittaker's a good striker. He's a very good striker. He really is. Just edging it for Izzy Adesanya because he's a bit more of a cerebral one. He sort of mixes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 100%.
He's able to sort of. You're a really good striker when you don't only get off your offense, but you make your opponent strike you. And miss. When you're able to do that, with the mind games or whatever Jedi things that are going on up there, then you're sort of like an X-level striker. So both are significantly good strikers. I just feel like Izzy is someone who's able to sort of, manipulate his opponent far more somehow. I don't know. He's got that IQ in the octagon. You see it, but look, I go with that, but I'm stuck between these two. I feel like, look, Robert Whittaker could win it, and then it makes an impressive trilogy, and that's really exciting. It's really exciting. Izzy Adesanya is probably looking at this fight thinking, I got a choice now. Do I want to fight Robert twice, or do I want to fight Robert and then I got to take on one of those other boys that are fighting in the same card, like Cannonier or
that's it. You just don't know.
So I'm not too sure myself either. Do you reckon Izzy's going to see Cannonier win the fight and think?
I'd love to see that fight though. To be fair, I would love to see, because obviously we've already seen Cannonier Whittaker. I'd love to see Izzy versus Cannonier. That'd be a great fight.
That would be good. I mean, it's a bit of conspiracy theory now, but if Izzy's watching the fight, sees Cannonier win, do you reckon he'll be like, go on then, I'll let Robert have this one and I'll fight back for it at the end of the year. And I'll just take out the weaker fighter after or something like that. I don't know. But
it, mate.
in any case, look, it's been exciting, and I think I got to side with Adesanya on this one. I've always had, but
Yeah.
you know, I could change again by the weekend. Check out the watch along on Saturday to find out if I've changed my pick. But don't worry, been tuned for a lot much more.
I'll just quickly before we do chime off. Thanks for your comments in the chat as well, and thank you for everyone that sent in your picks for the People's Pick show. Let's hopefully we can try and get a bit of a bigger turnout next time. Don't be shy. We're friendly here, all family channel.
Yeah. 100%.
Make sure you're getting the Discord in the description as well. We continue the MMA chat after this. We can talk all things MMA straight after, and that's what we love, because we continue the chat after when we're not live or not doing videos.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask us the question, what don't we do? I got watch-alongs, we got the People's Pick show, we got fighter Q&As. There's so many levels to this, right?
Yeah,
there's so many levels to this, and you're about to find out. So don't miss it. Tune in every single week for the fight night cards when they're running, and we'll keep you entertained throughout it all. 100%. Discord, as Ash said as well, jump in that, do. And if you didn't get your picks in this time round, don't worry, there's always next time. Use the email in the description below, fire them over, and we'll be able to include you into the next people's picks. Make sure you get some screen time and just known in the UFC community, because this community is going to be sick and big and awesome. All right, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Ash, thanks so much, man. I love you.
Thank you, mate. Love you. Yes, let's go. I can't wait for the watch for the weekend. UFC 271 I can't wait.
Indeed. Peace out. See you later, brother.